You're listening to the Thunder Underground podcast, episode number 50. We made it to 50.
We sure did. It's a good thing.
Yeah. In the immortal words of Barry Switzer, we hung half 100 on him.
Oh, man. That's awesome. I never heard that expression.
Yeah, he used to say that.
But that's what we're doing right now, though.
Right. Hanging half 100 on him.
Goddamn right.
And we'll be back in... Well, I don't know. What did it take us? 10 months? So we'll be back in 10 months with another 50,
I think so, yeah.
Back number 100, I mean.
But what's cool about today is you got that phone interview with James Hetfield.
Yeah.
Right, that you kept talking. So we have that to give to everybody.
It'll come up at the end of the show, like 59-minute mark, something like that. We'll make you wait.
Yeah, no. That actually is not happening, but that would be awesome. But that's been our running joke.
Right. Well, like we said, episode 50, I'm Trent. This is Jason.
Yes.
Find us on the web at www.thethunderunderground.com. All our stuff's on there. All 49 previous podcasts. Before we get into this, we wanted to throw a shout out to Katie Irizarry because she recently left Adrenaline PR where she was working, and she helped us set up interviews with Insight and Ian Hogland from Europe, and the ill-fated Doyle interview, which got lost on the computer along with the Seasons After interview.
That's right, yeah.
That did not involve her, but, Anyway, and she helped us out set up these interviews. She's a very cool person, a very cool asset to the metal world, I believe. You might know her name if you've heard Eddie Trunk's podcast. He says her name every time because she produces that. She's got an awesome blog, all kinds of cool shit. Follow her on Instagram and Twitter at Mercyful Kate.
Which is an awesome play on words. One of the best social media handles ever.
Yes. We just basically wanted to give a shout out and say thanks for her help and good luck with whatever it is she's going to do. I know she's the type of person that you're going to hear from, so.
Oh, definitely. Just a great help, and, whatever she does in the future is going to be awesome, we know.
Episode 50 is here, and we are going to kick this thing off with some music. As always, I want to remind you, thethunderunderground@gmail.com. You can send us music, send us your website, whatever. If you want us to check you out, review some stuff, or just listen to it and play it, all that good stuff. Also, you can email us on Facebook. This week, we're going to play a band out of Birmingham, Alabama called Beitthemeans. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah, it's all one word.
Yeah, I've never been around anyone that pronounced the name, so we hope we're saying that right.
Yes, I feel like we are. So, but if anyone out there knows for sure, right. Let us know.
They'll probably let us know. If
yes, that we fucked it up.
Right.
They'll be like, oh, okay. But we got a great song from these guys, and this is a killer band.
Yes. This song is called Doomsday, The System Fails.
Is coming soon. Get your lawyer, try and help you. Run off with a hooker, leave her land with a fist full of change. Have no skeletons, change your profile. The extra benefits and all the while. Whatever makes
right, that was Doomsday, The System Fells from Beitthemeans. Once again, Birmingham, Alabama. That's off their album called Marble City Secrets Are Off in the Black. This whole album is killer.
Oh, yeah.
You can go straight to thethunderunderground.com and click on independent reviews. Jason wrote a review for this thing last week.
I sure did.
Pretty much explains everything there, but we're here to talk, not to wait for you to read, right?
That's right.
You can do that after you finish.
This is just a swampy, raw, just a much needed version of rock and roll right now. This record and this song, it pulses and it's kind of got like an evil kind of undertones. It's just the vocals are stark and in your face, and I love the use of the slide guitar, and I mean this is just a killer song and just a unique sound, and that was one of the things that grabbed me right away.
Yeah, I like that you said evil, because this voice reminds me of Andrew Wood from Mother Love Bone if he was a little more evil.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing, because Andrew Wood had an amazing voice, and this guy's voice is just unbelievable.
It's haunting.
Yeah. Throughout the whole thing, but this song just especially, And like you said, the guitar lines, it starts off sounding southern rock, but then goes into a totally different place, and it's kind of even hard to describe.
Yeah, I mean it chugs, but it's not like overly saturated and distorted. The guitar sound is just like real. It's just glistening, and I mean that's just. But they've got this energy and this power in it, and I mean. That's why, again, the only thing that came to me was just unique. I think I wrote in the review, these guys are all their own. They're all to their own. They have no one to answer to and no one to sound like but themselves. And I think that when you can do that as a band is when you've truly found success, whether, 5 people love you or 5 million, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously hard to do that, especially in this day and age.
Very hard.
Because everything's been done.
Yeah, so exactly. So when you can pull something like this off, it's insane. These guys need to be on top of the world.
And it's a trio.
Crazy. A 3-piece, they're doing so much with so less. I mean, it just makes such a statement.
Yeah, I saw these guys are playing this Friday in Gainesville, Alabama. Go check that out if you're in that area. I said Gainesville, Alabama, Gainesville, Georgia.
There you go.
But yeah, once again, hit them up on Facebook. Like Jason said, that's all one word, Bittthemeans. They're also on Spotify. You can buy their music as well. Support these dudes, like we always say.
That's right.
And speaking of Birmingham, Alabama,
segueing into,
we're going to talk about an EP that just came out like this past week from someone else from Birmingham, Alabama, and that's Damon Johnson.
There you go.
If you want to hear us, I don't think we're going to talk for 28 minutes here about Damon Johnson, but if you want to hear us talk for 28 minutes about Damon Johnson, go back to episode 38 and listen to us talk for him for like 28 minutes.
Yeah, we had a section on one, on that episode of the podcast where we just went off on, his solo stuff, Brother Kane, Alice Cooper. I mean, we love this guy. So, he's got a new EP out, and, we got to talk about it again.
Yeah, everything this guy does is just unbelievable and criminally underrated.
Yeah.
Whether it be Brother Kane or Black Star Riders even, or Slave to the System.
Definitely.
And his solo work, which up until now has always been acoustic. Well, this EP that just came out is 5 songs. It's called Echo, and it's all electric. It's the first time he's done this on his solo effort. So really, this is like the first time we've got like some full-on rock from him with his voice since what? Slave to the System, probably?
Probably.
because, you know, everything else he's been doing since then has been Thin Lizzy and Black Star Riders.
Mm-hmm. And if he does anything by himself, it's usually acoustic.
Yeah. Which is phenomenal in itself.
Yeah.
But it's cool as massive Brother Kane fans to be able to get the guy back singing with some rock music.
Yeah. And he really got into some serious, you know, like some upscale rock and roll. You know, I mean, it's this is stuff that can transcend. You know.
Yeah, and it really doesn't sound like Brother Kane. I mean, it does.
No, yeah.
There's little, you know, parts of it, obviously because of his voice, you know, and but it's like, it just has its own feeling, and it just sounds like rock and roll. You know, that's the best way to describe this guy always.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, you've got a song like "Just Move On" that's, you know, it's got a real just a 70s classic rock vibe. You know, I mean, and it's just, you know, that's just a signature. It makes you feel at home, you know.
Yeah, and it's almost like anthemic almost.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, definitely.
It's like that mid-tempo kind of thing, but it's like one of those, you know, feel-good hit of the summer type things.
Yeah, and nobody using, I mean, that's just a upbeat, that's a romp. I mean, that kind of sounds like some of that early Alice Cooper in there. They're just like maybe a tinge of that, you know?
True.
You know, am I crazy?
No.
Okay.
I didn't think about that.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, both the first two songs are rocking, but especially, Nobody Using.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, that would be the bright spot of the EP for sure.
Well, the thing with him is always he's an amazing songwriter. He writes for other people. And, you know, all 5 of these songs are extremely well written. And you could hear a couple of the slower songs like Scars, that's like, if that was given to, you know, some pop star or some pop country idiot.
Yeah, totally.
That could be like a mega huge hit.
Oh yeah, big time.
And it's, you know, I say that because it's not going to be a mega huge hit because no one's going to play Damon Johnson when they should be.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, any 5 of these songs, if they were got into the right place, you know, they could be hits. But that's probably not why he's putting them out at this point. His career, he's putting it out because he wants to put it out.
Exactly, and that's the best reason to put it out.
Yeah, because, you know, I mean, he's still working with Black Star Riders, and I believe Thin Lizzy's now doing dates again. Is that right?
Yeah, I think they are.
Or maybe just a few shows in Europe.
Which is kind of weird, but whatever. I don't know. You know, that we could go off on a little side story there, but I don't kind of understand that. But hey, you know, that's cool.
But yeah, it's definitely an EP worth checking out if you've ever been a fan of any of his work, or if you just like good rock music. Check out Echo from Damon Johnson. I don't think that you won't hear it and think, why am I listening to this?
Yeah, you need to get it into your ears, people.
Yep. Well, this past weekend, we went to a couple rock shows.
We did some rock shows this weekend, man.
Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah. Are you tired?
Yeah, I'm a little better now. I slept late Sunday, so I'm not too bad. But first being Friday, we went down to Oklahoma City for Nightwish with Sonata Artica and Delain opening. Which, when you say that, I mean, that's a pretty hefty triple bill for that, you know, style and genre of metal.
Yes.
Because a lot of these tours, you know, it'll be like one big band and, you know, one of the smaller up-and-coming bands, which Delain is, but, you know, they've made their way up by touring with a lot of these bands over the last few years. And Sonata Artica is like a massive headlining band, you know, in Europe.
Oh, man, yeah.
And other parts
Big
of
time.
the world. And even in America, even though they don't draw like thousands of people, they're always a headliner.
Yeah.
So, you know, I assume Nightwish they probably put this package together to draw a bigger crowd, and a smart idea.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. And like we were talking about at this Oklahoma City show, out in the parking lot, we saw a ton of Texas plates.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was a smart thing on their part, you know. Let's not do Dallas. Let's do Oklahoma City and just pack it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, I mean, just kicking it off. I like Nightwish. I always have, but I've always been an intermittent listener.
Yeah, intermittent, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, I will on a, just here and there, when I think about it, but it's not anything I'm listening to constantly. But, well, the same with the other two as well, but I mean, with Sonata Artica and Delain, it's like, when they played their sets, I knew every single song.
Yeah.
Nightwish, I knew 90% of it, but I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't sing along or anything.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So for me, that's what made the show was the openers, even though Nightwish was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So being your experience, I mean, this is the first time I know you've seen Sonata Artica.
Not second.
I mean, sorry. I meant to say this. I know you've seen Sonata Artica before, but this is the first time you've seen the other two.
Yes, it has. And I admittedly that's kind of not my wheelhouse, that kind of stuff. Sonata Artica more is, I've listened to them for many years. But the other two bands, Delain and Nightwish, are not really my thing. Not to say that they suck. And I think that after I saw them live, I like that kind of stuff a little bit more now. I can appreciate it. And, I kind of wondered if it'd be this way, and it kind of did end up being this way, but I enjoyed these bands live a lot better than just listening to them. And I can't really pinpoint that or explain why, but I mean, it just, that's just kind of how it went. And both, Delain and Nightwish were really cool live. They all put on a great show. Talent out the ass for both these bands. But of course, when you come back to Sonata Artica, I've listened to them forever, and they, badass shows always.
Yeah.
And they even, I think towards the end, they kind of had some technical issues, and they just kind of wrote it out and kept going, and it got better, and for them to finish off their set. So, I mean, they tore it up, and for me, that was the highlight of the night for me.
Yeah, I'm the same way as far as I've always thought that seeing these bands live, it just, I can listen to it, the CDs or whatever, but it just has a grander feel, and it just comes off way cooler live.
Yeah, it really does.
Like the symphonic stuff, at least,
Yeah.
And, Delain especially just has, even though for some reason the bass player is not on this tour, and, the first couple songs, it was kind of noticeable, I think, but once they got going, with the guitars and the keyboards, it just has this real grand sound that just sounds even heavier than their recorded music does.
Yeah.
And, Nightwish always sounds heavy, but it's kind of the same way as well. When you get it live, it's a little more intense.
Yeah, I mean, and that's with these kind of bands, their production on record, their production is so slick and so impeccable, and which is great, but it just kind of, sometimes their stuff comes off a little antiseptic to me. And that's why I think I enjoyed them a lot more live, because it was just, in your face, and it was just louder, and it was just a little bit more hyped up,
Yeah, I can see that. And like Nightwish, it's just, like you said, unbelievable musicianship. And there was towards the end, all of them there was that song where it went dark, and then all of them were singing.
Yeah.
And I mean, every member, I think.
Yeah.
And then you've got that guy that plays like 14 different instruments.
Yeah, what is that one thing he plays? It's like, it looks like a bagpipe kind of, but he never blows on anything, and there's like some bag that he holds under his arm, and is he moving the air with that? What the hell is that? That's insane.
Ask Justin, he'd know.
I'm gonna have to.
Whenever I saw them in Oklahoma City like 2 or 3 years ago, and he was on the tour, and that's all he did was play that.
Yeah.
And it was just, and it wasn't even every song, I think.
Really?
But then they made him an official, I don't know if he's an official member, official touring member, and now he plays several different instruments like mandolin and flute and whatever.
Yeah. And the next day I got up in the morning, made a cup of coffee, and I brought up their Vakken DVD on YouTube. I watched the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was really cool.
Was it from this past year? Or?
It said 2013, I think.
So was Floor there?
Yeah. Well, she was there. Believe me. I know. That's the main reason I watched it.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
She has impeccable thighs. Just so you know.
I think so. Yes. But moving right along.
That's not the music, I guess. We're not supposed to glorify her body parts, right?
No, we're pigs. What can we say?
Right. Hey, Tony from Sonata Artica might have impeccable thighs, too. You never know.
Okay, moving right along, Trent.
But no, I will say I didn't even mention about Sonata Artica. That sounded badass. Those guys are just a phenomenal band that doesn't really ever get their due in America.
No.
You know what I mean? I know that style of music. It's, they're power metal, and it's never really been popular in America. But it's just a band that people need to listen to.
Oh yeah. Well, and, I think that I think we've touched on this before, in a way, because they're less of a draw in America. They still have, all these bands have great draws, but just not huge like in Europe. We get lucky because these bands, when they play in Europe, they have to play to, whatever the Normo Dome is.
Yeah.
They come here, they play to these little clubs right in our face. And I think it's a privilege,
Oh, yeah.
And it's just something really cool that, I don't know how much the rest of the world gets, but to see these bands, just in some club right in your face, I mean, that's awesome. And they keep the prices low, and it's just I hope that continues.
Yeah, and I would assume that, because I said that before, like when we saw Nightwish last time, we just walked out there and they were over by their bus taking pictures of people.
Yeah.
Signing autographs. And, there's, probably fans of them in Europe and around the world that would pay huge money to meet these guys.
Yeah.
And we're just able to walk out the side of the club because,
exactly.
There's 500 people there, not 50,000. But anyway, before we get into the next concert, we wanted to play another track.
Why not? Let's do it.
This band is from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they're called King High, and this track is called Paradise.
I guess it's not enough, maybe it never was, to cast out into this ocean. I have found the water shallow in the floors of I know I'm back here silence all your fears. And if you find me trapped beneath the warm sun's rays, there's no need to fret. You can just stay here with me. You'll find me in paradise with treasure troves, starry-eyed. Once you're here, you'll never leave this place I live in make-believe. I guess it's not enough, maybe it never was, to cast out into this ocean. You'll find me in paradise, this place I live in. Make me You'll find me in paradise with treasure troves, starry-eyed. Once you're here, you'll never leave this place I live in. Make me leave.
All right, that was King High with their song Paradise from their album The Demon in You. This is really cool. This is like, it starts out, that slow kind of, maybe a Stone Sour kind of vibe or something, where,
Yeah.
you think, okay, this is going to be a cool rock ballad,
Yeah.
And then within like 15 seconds, then those guitars kick in. And then soon enough, that hard hitting, kind of new wave of American metal thing kicks in.
Yeah.
As you like to say, the gallop, kind of comes, with the drums and the guitar through there. And it's just a really cool song, It's got an awesome solo. I dug it for sure.
Dude, that guy's voice.
Yeah.
Jesus, man, he can do all that stuff, and then the real growling and the mean shit. That was awesome.
Yeah, I love that his voice is, is a little different than when you hear this style of music usually.
Yeah, yeah,
At least his clean voice. I mean.
yeah. Which I mean, that's a thing that kind of a unique thing that they're kind of doing different, which is awesome.
Yeah, and that whole album's cool. The Demon in You, they've got on Spotify and Reverb Nation, and you can find them on Facebook at King High. Look these guys up. They're playing in Tulsa this weekend at the Shrine.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And we're going to be there.
Yes, we are. Severmind is playing.
Machine in the Mountain and Drek.
Yes.
All four of those bands. 3 of them are from Tulsa. I think Drek's from Kansas City.
Yes, sir.
That'll be a killer show. So if you're in this area, be sure and check out King High. Check out Severmind. We had them on a podcast many episodes ago. So, good stuff in Tulsa.
Oh, man, always.
Yeah. Yeah, it keeps coming. You think eventually we're going to find a Tulsa band we don't want to play, but it hasn't happened yet.
I know. We want to play them all.
Right.
Because they're just that damn good.
Right. This past Saturday, the day after Nightwish.
Yes. We wasted no time. We went just right into the next show, people.
Right. The Cult came to the Brady Theater. And as far as I know, this is probably the first time they ever played the Brady.
Really?
Unless they did way back. They could have back in the 80s.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a possibility. But I do know that they were scheduled to play the Brady on their self-titled album tour in like 95.
Okay.
And then it got canceled.
Really?
That's whenever they broke up.
Oh,
Remember when they got in a fight on stage?
Yes. Now I remember that.
Like, it was literally like, that was like a couple weeks before the Tulsa show, so obviously all the rest of the shows got canceled.
Wow.
But, with that being said...
So did Ian and Billy get in a fight?
From what I remember...
Oh, wow.
That just popped in my head as I was talking.
Huh.
But you don't remember that?
I think I do. The more you're talking about it, I think I remember something like that.
Because that's kind of when they broke up. And then they were broke up for a few years.
Yeah.
But this was, I know you had said this was the first time you'd seen him since, it was like 2001 or 2?
Yeah, it was one of those fucking Edge Fest things. The one that was out the horse track.
Yeah.
That's during the
Beyond Good and
Beyond Good and Evil. I knew there's a Good and Evil in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Which, that's a great fucking record. But anyways.
I listened to it Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah, that thing is, I don't know. To me, that's one of their best ever.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
You can't go wrong. But they have a new record out.
Yes.
And it is actually really fucking good. And they were at the Brady. And, I mean, yeah, like you said, I hadn't seen them in a long time. And, I mean, I was just super impressed. I mean, it was such a great show. The sound was great. It was a good vibe. I mean, the crowd was into it, singing all the words. And they played a lot of new stuff. And sometimes that may turn some people off. But, their new stuff was really good. They opened with Dark Energy.
Yeah.
And they played Hinterland, which I really liked that fucking song.
That's a great song.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, it was, I don't know. Huh?
Greatest of all time.
That's right. Yeah.
That was towards the end.
Yes, it was. I mean, it was just one of those, I don't know, like one of those, I don't know, feelings in the air to, not sound corny, but I'm sounding corny. But I don't know. It was just a good vibe and a great show that night. I don't really know. I mean, maybe it's just because I hadn't seen him in forever, but it was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I got, I bought tickets the morning they went on sale, so I was able to get good seats.
Mm-hmm.
We were like fourth row center.
Yeah.
And, the last couple times I seen him I saw him at the Canes. Then we saw him, at a festival out near Joplin, and we saw him at a festival in Memphis. Me and Tracy worked our way up to the front and sat through, I don't remember, some other band waiting for the Cult. And we're able to get clear to the front, but that's an outdoor festival, so you get into Brady, the sound's better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I'd agree. I mean, it just had a better feeling than normal, and it's just like Billy Duffy always sounds perfect. Just sounds badass.
Yeah.
John Tempest is an amazing drummer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, never go wrong with him.
I like him in the Cult. I like that you have a guy that, was in like Testament and White Zombie and all this heavy stuff.
Yeah. And
he's like, I can do this and I'm going to do this. And it just, it flexes your musical muscles to so to speak.
Yeah.
And I like him in the Cult. It was a packed crowd. It was awesome, and I worked my way up to the front, like the last two songs.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody was, where I was at, was like in the aisle just kind of going to the front, and no one really stopped anybody, so
yeah,
we just got right up there. So, I mean, yeah, it was it was awesome. It was a great show.
But I did like that, like you mentioned, the new songs, and they're good, so it's not turning people off. And because I would look around, I always do that.
Yeah.
When a band's playing a new song, to see if people are like looking at their phone or like sitting down or something. And the Brady, it's easy to sit down because it wasn't one of the ones with a pit. There's seats clear to the front.
Yeah.
And, I kind of looked behind and everybody still around us still was standing up.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't particularly maybe know the song. But the guy next to me, I didn't know he knew every word to all the new songs too. So,
there you go.
There's some diehard fans there, and there's even the fans that came because they knew the hits. We're digging it, like you said, because that's a great album.
And they didn't really leave anything out. They got all their big ones in there.
Yeah.
So everybody was loving it. I didn't sit down the whole time, and the place was full. So I mean, yeah, it was just they couldn't go wrong that night.
if I was making a set list, they left a lot of stuff out.
Well, true. I mean, and that's one thing, Trent, I will say is you have always been like the way bigger Cult fan. Back in the day, I used to give you shit.
I was gonna like bring that up, but you brought
it up. And just tell you they sucked because I never really heard a lot of them, just 1 or 2 songs. But you loved them so much, I just fucked with you.
Yeah.
But I mean, but once I sat down and really heard them, I'm like, this is an enormously just gifted rock and roll band. And they've got so many hits. They've got so many deep cuts that are amazing. It's just a amazing band, and I don't give you shit anymore.
Right.
I don't give you a hard time.
They played Gone off the self-titled album, which I know they've done, recently on the last year or two, which is cool because they kind of skipped that album completely for years.
Yeah.
And speaking of skipping albums completely for years, they've done that with Ceremony for a long time, at least as far as I can remember, at least in recent times.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was going to say that whole, Wild Hearted Son is like one of the greatest rock songs ever.
Oh, dude, exactly. That's what I was about to say.
If I was going to say what my favorite Cult song is, off the top of my head, I don't know, but it might be Wild Hearted Son.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing is, I was listening to some of that today. I listened to Heart of the Soul, which is one of my just favorite Cult songs ever.
Right.
If I'm in the car and I'm by myself, I'm singing that.
Yeah.
I'm like the best fucking singer ever at it.
Yeah. Same here.
When it's just me, I just love that song. But it's like a really slick sounding record, and it really sounds like it's, from the early 90s.
Yeah.
And I wonder if maybe that's why they shy away from it. They don't. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why, but it just, as a fan, you kind of start thinking about these things. And
that's a good point. It could be because Ian Astbury's, a little.
Yeah,
he's artsy,
they're a little bit more earthy and organic, and I think that they want to do stuff that really connects them and makes them feel good. And which is, by the way, is one thing I want to talk about. Off on a tangent. I know that Ian Astbury hates fucking people taking a lot of pictures and filming and shit.
Yeah.
And I love that because I can't stand it either. You take some pictures, whatever. But if you've got your phone or your tablet up the whole time filming the damn show, especially when it's in my face, I hate that. And I was just hoping somebody would do that and he would get on to him, but that never happened. But anyways.
Well, he mentioned it a couple of times.
He did?
No, he just said, he said cell phone's down.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't hear
that?
that?
No, because,
then he got on some girl for texting.
He did?
Yeah, he's like, don't
text.
Where
was I?
He was like, pointed over, to the left side. He's like, don't text during the show. He's like, I see you, don't text. He's
That's
like,
amazing.
Yeah, you. Something like that.
That's awesome. I think there was like some girl like screaming, jumping up and down the whole time in front of us. So when it was in the middle of us, in between songs, that's all you were hearing is her. So that might have been where I kind of lost it on that,
Right.
But see, he does that. I'm glad he does that. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, there was some dude not far from us that kept screaming Edie. And he had 2 or 3 people chanting with him.
And, that's another. Yeah,
and I'm like, and Tracy's like, is this guy serious? I'm like, hey. At least he's not screaming Firewoman. Like most of these, anytime you hear an idiot scream a song, usually it's like the biggest hit.
Yeah.
That they're going to play anyway.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny because when we were sitting there before the show, I told Tracy that when I saw them at the Canes like 10 years ago, they started playing Edie, and like 30 seconds into it, he started laughing because the song, I don't remember why, and then said, okay, stop, we got to start this over. And then whenever they started at this show with Dark Energy, you remember he did the same thing. He didn't start laughing, he just said, stop, we got to start over.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right, he did do that.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird.
He's like, hey, it's a rock show. It's a live rock show.
Yep.
But I think he's one of those people who wants it to be right, so whatever, that's cool.
Right. That's right. Nothing wrong with that. God, I totally forgot he did that. Yep. And that was that was like the first song, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, right off the bat.
Wow.
But yeah, just that new album, is totally worth getting. I like it a lot better than, I like the last two, Choice of Weapon and Born Into This, but this one's just more, it's just, like a band does, just every few albums they'll have one that's just as good as anything
Really
they ever
hits
did.
you, really
and it's
connects,
just,
yeah.
And for me, it's, past the obvious stuff as fans of heavy music, everybody loves Sonic Temple and, of course, Electric.
Yeah.
And then, like we mentioned, Ceremony. But Beyond Good and Evil is amazing, and I put this right up there with them,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hands down, for sure.
Yeah. But the only other downfall was we got 2 songs less than the people in Europe.
Really?
Because remember, we were looking at those set lists.
Yeah. Well,
but hey,
can't win them all.
Can't win them all.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm just glad they were here.
Yeah. And it was great.
Yes.
So check them out if they hit your city.
Yes, you need to.
Yep. Well, I was going to tell you, I just saw it today. This came out a couple days ago. Did you see that Zakk Wylde and Buddy Guy are on the cover of Guitar World together?
No, I did not
Which
know.
is just badass.
That's awesome.
Just a random note.
Really? I'm going to have to find that.
Yeah.
And and keep it. Is it for the Experience Hendrix deal?
I assume that's what it was. Yeah. It's got to be.
Were they doing an interview together?
I don't know. I just saw a picture on Facebook come by. I think Zach or maybe it was on Twitter. Zach had retweeted it or something.
Yeah, you got to wonder what a conversation with those two would be like.
Right.
But anyways, and that's something, maybe one day we should do a blues episode.
Yeah.
Because Buddy Guy that's one of the best live shows I've ever been to in my life.
Oh, yeah.
In my life. It was a live show like no other. He comes down in the crowd and stands right next to you and plays guitar and, pats you on the back or whatever. That's just, that's one hell of a show.
Well, I got a totally different random topic.
You got another random topic. Okay, yeah. Bring it on. I like this. I like where we're going here.
This is something
I don't know where we're going, but I like it.
Well, I thought about this a long time ago, and I think we might have even talked about it before, but if you, we mentioned this on the Lenny Lashley episode.
Okay.
Which, go back and listen to episode 49, Lenny Lashley, The Street Dogs, and Darkbuster. There's all these cruises now that are themed. It has been for years.
Yeah.
But it's becoming a real common thing now. You've got bands like Flogging Molly and Def Leppard and, Motley Crue did it way back and Kiss does it every year.
Oh, yeah, Kiss does.
Motley
Crue did a cruise?
Yeah, the Motley Cruise.
Oh, I didn't
It's
know that.
the easiest title ever.
Yeah, true, it is.
But it's been several years ago. And I think Kid Rock does every year. So there's all these musicians that have theirs, and then there's the ones that are just themed, like Shipped Rock, Monsters of Rock, 70,000 Tons of Metal.
Is the Kid Rock one on a pontoon boat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bad joke. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry to break up here.
I was just going to ask you, if you were going to pick one of these, which one would be your destination? I know it's probably down to 2. Well, no, hold it. I forgot about the motorboat. There's another obvious one.
Well, yeah, I think...
But because I think instantly, it's Monsters of Rock or 70,000 Tons of Metal.
Yeah.
Or steel. What's it called?
70,000 tons of steel. 70,000 tons of metal.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be that one, right off the bat, because sometimes there's a lot of those more obscure bands that I don't really know a lot about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think the motorboat would be right up my alley.
Yeah.
I think it would be what I'd have to do. This might be a little surprising to you, but I would love to do the Kiss Cruise one year. Just because,
I was going to say the same thing.
I've heard, all the different stuff they do and, all the crazy set lists they do. I would really enjoy it. I have, whatever thoughts I have on Kiss and, the Kiss of nowadays or whatever, but, as a whole body of work and just a whole like package, I think that would be a fun cruise to go on for sure.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool just to be able to see those sets where they're playing. Because the last couple of years, they did those sets where they're playing songs they hadn't played since the 70s.
Yeah.
You know, like the extreme deep cuts and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, we're all about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and they've got like, you know, Q&As with all of them and just all kinds of stuff you can do. And
I think they already announced for this year, like, what the theme of the set's going to be.
Isn't it going to be
like the
Creatures of the Night, I think?
Oh, is that what it was?
I think so.
Which is smart because they know.
Oh, totally smart.
You go to a Kiss show, you know, 80% of the audience is average rock fans.
Yeah.
So they're going to play that same damn set that, you know, you're tired of hearing if you're not going to see them for the first time.
Yeah.
And if you're a diehard fan, you know, by this point, if you're a diehard fan of Kiss, you're probably older, and you have the money to spend on a cruise, and you're like, well, we'll spend it to go on this cruise so we can guaranteed to see these songs that we love and that never get played.
That's right.
And Kiss knows that that's a way to draw these people in.
And yeah, I mean, if you're just a casual Kiss fan or a casual rock fan, you know, go to YouTube and look up one of their concerts, and you'll get all your hits. But I mean, this is for the diehards. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know that you and I are straight up diehard Kiss fans, but we know enough to know that we'd have a fucking blast on this thing.
Yeah.
So I vote for, Motorboat or the Kiss Cruise.
Yeah, I'd be Monsters of Rock or Kiss.
Monsters of Rock would be badass
or
too.
Motorboat.
Damn, I don't know, man.
Because Motorboat, you know, pretty much, at least the last 2 years I know, there's been 3 of them, right? I think.
Yeah.
It's like there's not a band on there I don't like.
Oh, I know.
You know, normally you see these lists and there's always a couple on there you're like, well, I don't like that band. Yeah. But who cares? There's always enough you do like.
Yeah.
But it's like I like every single band.
Yeah, it's like every fucking band kicks ass. Yeah, exactly. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't, you know.
But Monsters of Rock, waking up and seeing John Crowley playing acoustic by the pool, that's kind of like a dream of mine.
While you're eating breakfast?
Yeah.
I know. But hey, I won't be going on any of these cruises anytime soon. I can't even go down the street and get a pack of gum right now. But one day, I'm going to do it.
2017, they officially announced the Metallica cruise.
Oh, man. See, I'm waiting for that.
Do you, like, go get a credit card and say, I'm going?
Shit. I could probably catch a social disease before I could catch a credit card. Shit. But yeah, fucking seriously though, I would think about it, because a Metallica cruise would pretty much I would die, I'm pretty sure. And I'm figure that one day they'll frickin' do that, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know though. They always seem to do something different or want to be the first ones to do something. So if everyone's doing a cruise, maybe they might not do. You know, they might do something else, you know.
But if they do, it's going to be like a Ryan Fest, and I'll have like this weird lineup.
Yeah, and that's the...
It'll have like Battlecross and Sepultura, and then it'll have like, you know, K-Quick or whoever.
Yeah,
you know?
and fucking Modest Mouse or some whatever the fuck bullshit, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, so that's, I don't know. I think, and that's another thing is, you know, they lost their ass so bad on Orion Fest that they might not want to jump into that kind of thing. But at the same time, I think a Metallica cruise would be a surefire winner.
They'd sell the thing out like in the first week, probably. Yep.
What about the Guns N' Roses cruise? Did you hear about that one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're having Guns N' Roses, all original. Matt Sorm's going to be there.
What's he going to do?
He's going to play the cowbell.
Okay.
They're having Slash of Snake Pits playing.
Holy shit.
The Neurotic Outsiders are playing. Walking Papers are playing.
Loaded?
Loaded. Izzy Stradlin and the Juju Hounds are playing.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and Adler's solo band's playing. Yeah, and then, and then Quiet Riot's playing, so.
Well, you didn't have me until you said Quiet Riot.
Oh, okay, well. Just kidding, there's no Guns N' Roses cruise, but that would be awesome. I was trying to get Trent excited.
Right. Well, what does get me excited is our previous podcast guests.
Oh, hell yeah.
like Lenny Lashley last week. If you like punk, you got to check that out. We had Screaming Red Mutiny on before that, and it's a great new band out of Tulsa. They're playing at least 3 times, I think, at Rocklahoma.
Yeah.
Out there on the campground stages. They've got some other gigs coming up. Look them up on Facebook. We also had Cody Slane from Blackwater Rebellion on recently. Another killer band out of Tulsa. We had CJ Pierce from Drowning Pool on recently.
Yeah.
You all know Drowning Pool. He's a great dude. That was one of the funner ones that we've ever done. We've had Jamie Welch, who used to be in Framing the Red and was working with Drowning Pool. We've had 2 separate ones with him. Very candid interviews with him.
Oh, definitely.
That are very cool. And then going back before that, all kinds of great stuff like Warrant and Crowbar.
The Sword.
Sid Falk from Overkill was another great one. We had a 2-part one with him that was cool. Insight, Battlecross. Dave Cantrell is a guy out of Tulsa and Colorado who's had some great bands.
Yeah, Spirit Caravan.
Yeah, Wino.
Yeah, Wino, Grind.
Yeah.
We've had some
Sons of Texas.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
And we've also just got more episodes like this where we just talk. We had a Lemmy tribute episode a couple months ago. Other episodes where we just talk about random topics. More Metallica and Guns N' Roses in there, of course.
That's right, because that's our 2 favorite bands, And then are we ever going to do the Rocklahoma preview?
Yeah, it's coming.
It is?
Rocklahoma's still 2 months away. We've got time.
Okay, all right.
Hey, Kevin Graham, if you're listening, we're calling you out.
We're talking to you, buddy. Let's do this.
Yeah, thanks to Kevin Graham for his constant support of the Thunder Underground podcast.
Yes, I think if not for him, there'd be a lot of listeners we didn't have. So
that's true.
We owe you, buddy, big time.
Yeah, and for everybody else that shares our podcast, I know Travis Davis from The Devil You Adore does a lot.
Yeah.
Kyle Williams from Forever in Disgust does a lot.
He just shared one a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks to anybody that shares it. It helps out a ton, brings in more listeners. And we're at thethunderunderground.com, Facebook's The Thunder Underground, YouTube's The Thunder Underground, Instagram is at The Thunder Underground, Twitter is THNDRUNDR Ground, and Periscope is Thunder Underground. I've got a really shitty video from Nightwish on Periscope you can go view. Hey, whatever, it's free.
That's right, and I'm going to go in here and put a microwave pizza in, and I might Periscope that on Thunder Underground.
Do it, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and I'll just, I'll put some metal on in the background. That way it's music related.
Yeah, or do like that it's that place that used to be downtown, Heavy Metal Pizza.
Yes.
Where they had the pentagram drawn on there.
I'll cut it. Cut it in a pentagram. Yeah.
Or just take like some mayonnaise or whatever it is you like, and then just like draw a pentagram on the top.
What I like? Jesus Christ.
Couldn't say mustard. I know you hate mustard. So.
Yeah, fuck mustard. Anyways, I think we're about to wind it down.
Right. All right. Be on the lookout for episode 51. We've got great episodes. We've got Eddie from Even the Dogs and Jamie from Impact Events coming up. Both those in the next couple weeks. And, of course, we've got other guests coming as well.
That is right. And still maybe that James Hetfield phone interview.
And still maybe the Motley Crue episode.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways.
All right. Until next time.
Thunder Underground, y'all.